Honored guests, Ambassador Pendleton, CDs who've gone before me, amazing staff. Can we have all of the staff that are still here of current Peace Corps Moldova stand, please? Trainees and Peace Corps volunteers, partners, and friends. It's an honor to be here today sharing my story, which won't be a Moldova story, but hopefully it's illustrative of Moldovan stories. So I was asked to speak to the future. So we started with the foundation, we've talked through the middle, and I've been asked to speak to looking forward on Peace Corps. And certainly I can't predict the future, especially given the dynamics of the world today. Wouldn't it be great to be able to say with assurance that significant progress is imminent and a better future is on the horizon? I think we're all optimistic, but can we say it with certainty? I can say with certainty, though, that person by person, day by day, Peace Corps volunteers are making a difference. I'll have to say, too, that Jesse's opening, sitting here listening to these incredible stories, I've been wearing all of those emotions you said that people have been holding back, and so hopefully I can get through this without sharing them too loudly with you. So Peace Corps as an agency has been spreading peace and friendship around the world for over 50 years. In those 50 years, Peace Corps has had the same three goals that remain relevant today, and will continue to guide our future here in Moldova in our 21st year of collaboration. The first goal is to offer technical assistance towards development needs. And the second and third are to create greater cross-cultural understanding. Through our Peace Corps volunteers, Moldovans learn more about Americans and the United States, where they come from. And at the same time, the friends, family, and associates of our Peace Corps volunteers learn more about the people and culture of Moldova through their service here. While we struggle to accurately and compellingly quantify the impact that we have made against these goals, some of the stories that you've already heard today offer examples of the impact that Peace Corps volunteers have in our person-to-person approach. For my story, I'm going to retell a story that was recently told to me by the acting director of the global agency, Carrie Hessler-Radelet. She made a recent visit to Sierra Leone, and she had the opportunity to sit next to the president of Sierra Leone at an event dinner. In the course of the dinner, she learned from the nation's president that a Peace Corps volunteer in his childhood village many years ago was instrumental in his rise to presidency of his country. The acting director was touched by the story and invited him to contact her if he was ever in Washington, and she would try to locate that volunteer for a meeting with him. While her offer was sincere, she really didn't think it would ever happen. A few weeks later, she received a call from him that he would in fact be in Washington very soon, and he would very much like to meet that volunteer that he remembered from his childhood, whose name was Sharon. Well, now there was work to do to try and identify and locate the returned Peace Corps volunteer with only the first name, the years of service, and the name of the small village in which he lived. So Peace Corps has sketchy records of 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, but they were able to find two Sharons that had worked in Sierra Leone roughly in that time frame. And the Sharon that was currently living in Florida seemed to be the most likely to be the Sharon that the president of Sierra Leone remembered. So Carrie contacted Sharon, but Sharon did not specifically remember the president by name from her volunteer service many years previously, and she was nervous that she wasn't the right PCV he wanted to meet now. So it took some convincing on Carrie's part, but they were finally able to get her to agree to come to Washington and meet with the president of Sierra Leone. Sharon arrived for the meeting very nervous, clutching a brown paper bag. And the president walked into the room and with a huge grin named the street on which she had lived in her village. She immediately knew that she had been the Sharon that he remembered from his youth. She opened her brown paper bag and pulled out photos from his childhood village, further confirming their connection. He told her that her work in their school and her presence in their village influenced his life choice to get an education and use it to help the people of his country. At the time of her service, were we able to measure and report the impact that she had on the future president of the country? Only years later did we learn of the significant impact this volunteer had made by serving in a rural village as a school teacher. At the time of her service, our current strategic plan in Moldova, I'll speak a little bit now to where we're going, calls for continued volunteer placement in English education, health education, community organization development, and small enterprise development. Our belief in education as the foundation for individual, community, and economic development in Moldova guides our programming focus. Our volunteers teach students and teachers in classrooms, share their knowledge and experience with NGOs, primarias, and business incubators. At the same time, they teach by example in their day-to-day lives in their villages in Moldova. We've been told recently, Nina and I, by school directors and partner teachers that they have personally witnessed the impact that our Peace Corps volunteers have made by modeling behaviors of mutual respect, inclusion, and acceptance, valuing the benefit that each and every citizen can contribute to a community. These micro impacts are the seeds of progress. Some seeds take root right away, and the impact is evident fairly quickly, in Ethan's example, while others may take years to bear fruit or be recognized, as in the case of Sharon. Even though we are unable to capture the impact of those longer-term improvements, we believe in the power of them, and we will continue planting those seeds. How many Moldovan citizens' lives have been positively influenced by Peace Corps volunteers that have served here over the last 20 years? We've heard about some of them today. The guy from M1, I can't remember his name right now, but his story, is exactly what I'm talking about. And how many more Moldovan citizens will be impacted this year or next by the Peace Corps volunteers and trainees in this room? We may not know for certain, but stories like Sharon's validate our belief in the positive impact of our person-to-person approach. I'm very proud of the work that our staff and hundreds of volunteers have done over the past 20 years, and I look forward to more years of successful collaboration and positive impact against our 3 goals in all 4 programming areas. Thank you.